The following is a live sports presentation of Glycod. GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of Central Kentucky high school basketball starts now.
Welcome to Frederick Douglass High School Tuesday night high school basketball on Glycod. The upstart Sayre Spartans and the Douglass Broncos, winners of 15 straight. Chris LaBar alongside Rick Reams. This has the makings of being a fantastic matchup.
Absolutely. I mean, district foes, region foes, everything. This game is kind of be one of those games where Sayre can kind of judge where they are. They've had two big wins against Henry Clay already, but they got to come out against a team. They're 0-11 against Douglass in Douglass's history playing them. So they want to do something tonight that their team has never done. They're on a two-game winning streak, so one of these streaks is going to end tonight.
And Sayre losing these series games by an average of 20 points, but they've got a different concoction tonight, a lot more size to combat that speed of Douglass.
This is a totally different-looking Sayre team. Chris, this is the first time I've seen them, and they do not look like Sayre teams that we've seen before. They have a lot of size. They've got some really good athletes. They got some transfers that have come in, but I mean that front line of 6'5", 6'4", that's tough to handle, and they are all very, very senior-oriented with a couple of sophomores. But Douglass is going to have a test, but Sayre's got a test also to try to stop Douglass's high-powered offense.
Yes, Sayre will start four seniors. Ian Reeser, their leading scorer, transfer from Lex Cath. We'll talk more about him in the subsequent segments. Douglass 18-2. They've won 15 in a row, have not lost since December 10th versus Great Crossing, and they are getting better and better as this Broncos team. Rick will now have Kai Simpson back in the fold. And Simpson missed a couple of games, and he is a difference maker for the Broncos.
Oh, absolutely. You know, they had a really good win without him, so they knew they could do it without him. But, I mean, why do you want to do it without your leading scorer? Don't make it harder on yourself. He comes back in. We'll talk about this with Coach, but they missed a game on Friday, got 2 days of rest, and he's one that really needed rest. And at this time of the year, getting rest is very important.
Simpson averaging team-leading 18 points and 6 boards. Douglass red hot. They are in the top 10 now in many state polls. We're just on the air tonight live at the farm. Frederick Douglass High School, the Broncos and Sayre Spartans live tonight on Glycod. Up next, I'll introduce you to Rob Goodman, year 10 at the helm of Sayre. That conversation when we come back on Glycod.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash. You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Versus Frederick. Douglass tonight in Lexington should be a fantastic matchup. Rob Goodman, 10th year as the head coach of the Spartans, joins me. A fantastic season, Coach, on the verge of perhaps 20 wins. What's been the key to the success this year?
Good question. Our kids generally like each other. They play well together. We've got a lot more depth than we usually have in past years. So, but our kids are bought into our defensive system. But as I mentioned earlier, our kids can rebound and defend with most teams we play. So it's really helped us, and our athleticism is, we're not. We can handle the pressure a little better this year. So it's led to us having a successful season so far. You're going to face some pressure tonight in many ways. How well prepared are you, do you think? Well, I don't know. This will be our first match with Douglass all year, and we've seen them, of course, and know how good they are. But we want to see what happens tonight. We got another shot at them later on at our place, so we're curious to see how we handle ourselves. Yeah. Do you feel like it's a good barometer for where you guys are right now? Well, absolutely. I mean, Douglass is one of the best teams in the state, and you always want to see how you match up and how you do. So, if we can compete with them, I keep telling the guys, I think we have a team that can compete with just about anybody. And, hopefully that's what we'll do here today. Ian Reeser having a great season, Coach, perhaps undervalued in the 11th region? Well, I don't know. I don't know what others think about him. I mean, we certainly value the heck out of him. He's a good player, a good young man. Came here from Lexington Catholic last year and has really excelled and blossomed, and he can go inside, outside. He's strong, he rebounds well, so we count on him to do quite a bit for us. Having a good season. Also, you've got Brock Kaufman and Davis Miller, so you've got 3 double-figure scores. How difficult is that to defend? Well, I mean, again, any given night, it's like I told the guys at the beginning of the year, I don't know who's going to step up and score for us win. It could be Ian's night, it could be Miller's night, it could be Brock's night, it could be one of the twins' night. The Johnson boys can score the ball well too. So, and we've got guys come off the bench that, anybody can give us 10 or 12 points a night. So, it makes it almost difficult for me as a coach to decide who to put in and when. It's sort of a crapshoot, whether or not I get it right or not. But we've got guys that can definitely play, and we're a little bit on the younger side. We got a very strong sophomore class, but they're all growing and developing and getting better. What's it like to coach at Sayre with these great student athletes? Well, it's fun. I went to Sayre, graduated there in '89. I coached there in the '90s. Then I went off to do some college, and I coached at Henry Clay and Dunbar as well. So it's fun. When I got back, I told the guys I wasn't going to coach them any different than any other place. Our expectations are going to be the same, and I haven't been around. I know their perception. I know what people think and what people expect from Sayre. But I told them we expect you to compete, and they've bought in. We've had some success, and it's been fun. It really is special, being in a small school when you have wins. Especially against the bigger city schools. It's just I can't really explain it, but it's fun. You're having a great year, Coach. Good luck tonight. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's Rob Goodman, head coach of the Spartans, and we'll be right back after this. Good luck, Coach. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Chris Labar and Rick Reams back inside Frederick Douglass High School. Welcome aboard on Glycod.com. Great matchup looming. Sayre and Frederick Douglass. Now for the keys to this matchup presented by CSL Plasma. Rick, as always, what's most important?
Well, it's Sayre. They've got to control the pace. I have yet to see a team that can run with Douglass, and you don't want to try that. The second thing they have to do is they got to handle the pressure that Douglass throws at you. Douglass presses all over. Sayre's going to throw a little press at them also. So interesting to see how they do that. And then Douglass, you got to win the rebound battle. We talked about the size that Sayre has, so you want to use your athleticism to get those rebounds. And then what I said is don't read the press clippings. You can't be overconfident. 15 games in a row, okay, but you got to play the next game. You're playing a team tonight that's won 2 games in a row, 4 games out of 5. You can't just think you can show up here and win this game. You got to take every game and play as hard as you can to get the victory.
Broncos are playing so well. Is the pressure mounting at all with this big win streak on their back?
Well, you know, it's one of those things, Kentucky's 35-1 team. That was a big talk. Do you need to get a loss to really take the pressure off of you? You know what, I will say one thing. In high school, these kids don't feel pressure. They're just out here playing basketball. You can watch, we're having a dunk fest in warm-ups here for both ends. So I don't think the pressure's there. I think the pressure's more on the coaches. That, they want to keep this going. You want to be continuing to grow and bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't think you ever want a loss, but I also don't think a loss is a bad thing at this point in time.
Of course, this game does have district ramifications from a seeding standpoint. The district tournament will begin 3 weeks from tonight. 5 teams will begin in this building. So several storylines, but the Broncos, Kai Simpson, just doing everything for them, and we will talk more about that as Rick will converse with Wes Scarberry, the Broncos head coach in year number 1. That conversation on the way back on Glycod.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod.
At Frederick Douglass High School, Rick Reams with Glycod, here with Coach Wes Scarberry. Coach, we just talked about it a little bit. Streak's still alive. You had a game not on Friday. What do you do when a game's called off? Do your team practice? Do you give them rest? What do you do?
The school makes the call on that, school district. Unfortunately, on Friday, we weren't able to do anything.
Okay.
So it was just kind of a day off. That's not always bad this time of the year. Guys get some aches and pains and heal up a little bit. Talana was actually on a visit to Army, so might have been a blessing, the weather. So we wouldn't have had him Friday night. But yeah, just changed for them to heal. So they had 2 days off. We came back in Sunday and practiced in preparation for tonight's game.
Like you said, it's a long season, so some of these off days are good things.
Mm-hmm.
Did your team come back in on Sunday in a frame of mind that you were pleased with?
I was. Sometimes, 2 days off, you never know what you're going to get, especially on a Sunday afternoon.
Like you said, it's a long season, so some of these off days are good things.
Mm-hmm.
Did your team come back in on Sunday in a frame of mind that you were pleased with?
I was. Sometimes, 2 days off, you never know what you're going to get, especially on a Sunday afternoon. But they were focused. They were ready to go. They kind of know what's at stake this week for sure. 2 big district games, and tonight at home. Sayre's obviously a really good ball club, and they're doing a great job this year. This could be for the number 1 seed tonight. So I think they understand, the circumstances and kind of where we're at, and they're pleased with what we've done so far. But they're not satisfied. We talk about that a lot. Just never being satisfied with where you're at. So. I was pleased with Sunday, I was pleased with yesterday, and I think we'll be ready to go tonight.
So you talk about this being a district game for the number 1 seed. You got an 11-0 record against this team, Sayre. Talk about that a little bit with your guys. I know coaches don't harp on that. Right, they harp on the opposite. So how have you handled that?
Hopefully I wasn't a jinx, but just, all that success you've had against a team, it can be mentally difficult to get to where you need to be as a coach and as a team. But I think we watched film of them. We saw what they were capable of, beating Henry Clay twice, obviously beating Scott County twice. And so they're feeling really good about where they're at right now. They have a great record within the region. Came just a few points away from being in the All-A State tournament. So we understand they're not, a typical team that maybe Sayre's put on the floor in the past. And they're going to come ready to play tonight. So they're feeling good about it, and hopefully we can rise to that challenge.
So what's your game plan versus them tonight? Offensively, defense, whatever you want to give me.
They're very structured, very disciplined. Coach Goodman's always had a really good structured offense. They do, things defensively that could give us some fits. They'll try to slow us down. And so we just want to always, I think every answer I give you is make the game fast and use our athleticism to our advantage. And, just kind of space the floor, make them come out and guard us and not be able to pack it in a zone. So we worked a lot on that the past 2 days. We kind of know what we're going to get from them. They're not going to be scared of us. They're going to press. They've pressed every team they've played so far. And their zone, they have a lot of length. They start 6'6", 6'3", so they have some length in their zone. And, just look to attack it, not settle for outside shots, and I think we'll be okay.
That's what I was going to ask about. In the zone, there's always certain areas that are open, and you can see that 2-3, 1-3-1, whatever you do. So you say you've been working on that. Does that get your inside guys more focused in on that, knowing that you're not just going to settle for those threes?
I feel like it does. The high post is kind of the area we look to attack, whether it be off the dribble or having Logan play from that high post position. He does a really good job of facing up and seeing the floor and making the right decision from that spot. But we always say play inside out against the zone. A couple games this year we've come down just took uncharacteristic shots, but we always want them to get at least one post touch, make the zone kind of collapse, and then kick out and take wide open threes from there.
Well, it's going to be an exciting game tonight. Winners kicked in Kentucky. I mean, it's the NTI day today. I'm glad you all got to play. We're looking forward to tonight. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you. Could I give a quick shout out to you guys? I just want to say thank you. My wife's at home tonight with our youngest son. She gets to watch the game from home. My family's back home in Ohio. They get to watch the game. So it means a lot to me that my parents and grandparents can watch the game. So I just want to thank you guys and appreciate you what all you guys do for us.
We appreciate it. Thanks so much, Coach. Have a good one. We'll be right back.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod.
Sayre and Frederick Douglass live tonight. Tuesday night basketball on the farm. This series, as we told you, have been dominated by Douglass, winners of 11 in a row in the matchups by an average margin of 20, and that is the storyline in this game.
Yeah, it is. One thing, you heard Coach Scarberry talk about it, and you also, you heard Coach Goodman, talk about that those are games that are in the past. Coach Scarberry, how he can tell his team is he's not coached a game against them. This is his first game against Sayre, so his record against Sayre is 0-0. And these players need to come out and play with that attitude, because what you don't want to do is, if you have a team like Sayre who's very good, you don't want to give them any impetus to just think they can stay in this game longer and longer and win this game. You want to try to come out quickly, get a quick lead, put a lot of pressure on, get a lot of turnovers. And if you're Sayre, you want to do just the opposite. Don't get in a running game with them. Come out here, play your offense, play your defense, keep this game down possession by possession.
Well, and these two teams, quite honestly, can become very familiar with one another. They're going to play again a rematch at Sayre February 9th, and they'll meet perhaps a third time in the district tournament later this month.
Yeah, depending on seed, it could be a fourth time all the way in the region. So, I mean, it's one of those, you got to look at this team. You learn things game by game. Now, right now, I'm sure Sayre's players know the history. They know Douglas. They know what they're doing. They know the 15-game win streak. You can say you're not scared all you want, but it's going to take a little bit of time to get the juices flowing and realize you're just playing basketball.
And the Spartans winners of 10 of 12 on their own right, so they're playing quite well. The only two losses during that stretch, January 14th versus LCA by 8, and then January 24th at Bryan Station by 24. So perhaps a mismatch there, but they're playing quite well entering tonight, as are the Broncos.
Absolutely. And, this time of year, you talked about it, end of the month is when the district tournaments start. You want to be on that uptick, and both these teams are playing for that. You don't want to peak too fast, but you also don't want to be going downhill as you get into district play. So, yeah, these two teams are going to learn not only a lot about themselves, but a lot about each other, and they'll take that into the next 2, 3, 4 games.
Should be an outstanding matchup. Sayre, they feel like they're going to earn some respect, but I do get the feeling Douglas already respects this team entering this game tonight.
Yeah, Coach Scarberry talked about it. That's the one thing you have to do, is you have to respect every opponent you're playing, because if not, it's going to come and bite you, and that's what's going to happen. So this team has to realize we're playing a very good Sayre team. We have to come out and play. Sayre has to realize we're good enough to be in this gym with this team. 11-0 means nothing. We're a new team. We're going to come out here tonight, and we're going to start a streak of 1.
Lots of outstanding matchups in the area tonight. We will upload the ticker and keep you posted. You can catch those at the bottom of your screen this evening. Although no school today, this is an NTI day here in Fayette, so hence the game occurring tonight. But several other interesting matchups as we really wind down this rapidly moving regular season. Only 3 weeks ahead of the district tournament opener, which will commence in this building 3 weeks from tonight. Starting lineups when we come back. Frederick Douglass hosting Sayre on Glycod.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street, with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The prescription pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Frederick, Douglas, and Sayre live basketball when we come back on Glycod.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective for a successful economic approach? Email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Take a look at the starting lineups. First for the Sayre Spartans. Again, Sayre 16-6. They'll start sophomore Brock Kaufman, Graham Johnson, Grady Johnson, a pair of seniors in the backcourt. And then Davis Miller and Ian Reeser are the forwards. Reeser leading the quintet, 15 points, and a team leading 6 caroms. For Douglas, 18-2 for Coach Scarberry in year one. And they're pretty much an interchangeable 5 with Simpson leading the brigade, 18 points and 6 boards. Armello Boone, Tylen Webb, Avion Chenault, also double-figure scores. And Logan Busen, Rick, pretty much does a little bit of everything for this team.
Yeah, and that's what, you heard Coach Scarberry talk about that they can bring him up kind of at the point of that zone, and he does a really good job of flaring that ball out, does a really good job of getting in the middle and can, hit some shots, also can get on the boards and everything. The one thing they got to work on with Logan is just free throws. That's what hurts him right now. But I know they're working on that. But, boy, he gets the ball a lot. So it's going to be interesting to see how Sayre can control that.
Logan scoring 11 with 9 boards at Henry Clay on Tuesday a week ago. So having a great performance coming in. A look at the officials tonight as assigned by FCPS. Dunn, Corey, and Zachary Whitaker. It should be umpire, not empire of the strikes back, but umpire for Whitaker and Corey there. And glad to have you along here on Glycod.com for Sayre and Douglas. So Ian Reeser will jump opposite Avion Chenault. And here we go as the Broncos on their side of the floor to start.
1-2-2 zone for Sayre.
And there's Busen, as we talked about, will face up a lot at the 4 spot as he'll have it. And now Webb. You get the feeling Douglas is going to see a lot of different zone defenses down the stretch.
Yeah, absolutely. Teams are going to throw a lot of different junk defenses at them, see if they can stop that offense. The key right now is if you're Douglas, you just got to do what they're doing. Be patient.
Now Boone going baseline, and the first foul of the ball game.
You heard Coach Carberry say that, Tylon Webb went to Army on a visit, and I'm sure that's a football visit because he's quite the football player.
Oh, he sure is.
To have him back here tonight is going to be important for them.
Had a fantastic season, fantastic career as a Bronco football player. Foul whistled on Ian Reeser. And the Broncos with a 3, and that swirls in for Boone.
Yeah, that's the way to get a team out of a zone if you can hit those 3. And now here comes the press that they talked about.
How will the Spartans handle this pressure? That's the key to every opponent opposite Frederick Douglass. And Kaufman, the sophomore. That's where they want to try to get it to Reeser. Nice crafty pass to the cutting Miller. Reeser there to clean it up. And 3 cracks at it before jump shot lofted from Grady Johnson. And finally pinballed and secured by Simpson.
That's what we talked about. Boards if you're Broncos.
Now Webb heaves a 3. Offensive board by Simpson. Contact initiated and a travel.
Yeah, he was trying to get that foul, but good job. Just held his hands up, held his position there by Davis Miller, and was able to get the walk call and a turnover.
So the Broncos will now extend the pressure as Kaufman in backcourt.
Yeah, if you're Sayre, you want to pass over this zone. You don't want to dribble through it.
And Reeser behind to Kaufman. One of the keys for Sayre, they've got to keep Reeser on the floor. They're big. He's already been whistled for 1 foul. And that's poked away as Chenault races and slams it in.
Chenault is there. That's one player you have to watch because he is so active both offensively and defensively.
Nice look from Reeser. That shot rejected from Grady Johnson, and out it will belong to Sayre underneath.
So Chenault comes down with the dunk, comes down to the other end, gets the block on the play, blocks it out of bounds. Chenault is just an athlete, and like I say, he's constant motion.
There is Kaufman pitching it in the lane to Reeser, lofting it high. He's 0 for his first 3 and snatched out of the air by Simpson. Boone running, and a foul on the floor by Graham Johnson.
Yeah, nice pass there by Kai Simpson. That's one thing if you're a Sayre, you've got to get back. You've got to crash those boards. They called it on the floor, so they're not going to be shooting. So Broncos will take it out underneath.
Strong inbound pass, and that's right through the midst of Webb. And that ball also kicked as the Broncos extend to Simpson, and an awkward step with a layup.
Yeah, it's close to a walk, but Sayre's down 7-0. You've got to settle down here.
There's Reeser losing it in traffic. Busen, outlet Simpson. And Simpson with 4 quick and a quick 30-second timeout by Sayre. A 9-0 Bronco lead. We'll be right back on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Broncos by 9 and a turnover, a live ball turnover resulting in 1 of 2 Kai Simpson layups.
Yeah, Sayre's got to go back to what they know. You got to withstand this first barrage and go in and put the ball in the basket.
In the press offense, Kaufman long, and the Broncos out as Chenault leads the break, and he's going to cough it up.
Nice stab from behind there by Brock Kaufman.
There is Miller weaving it for a Reeser three. Oh my, very short. And here comes Boone. And Simpson would not fall in. Busen there to clean it up. Simpson inside the arc. And Busen shoved underneath. A great call as Brock Kaufman of Sayre will be called for the foul.
Yeah, that was one. Busen got good position on him, and he had to root him out underneath and got the call. So right now, Sayre, it's 9-0. You've got to, like I say, you've got to settle down and get back to what you know.
Simpson will trigger it in as the Broncos outletting it to Webb. Now Busen splits the double team, and he'll lose the handle to Kaufman.
Yeah, good hands there by Kaufman.
Now woven around to Davis Miller. Graham Johnson spinning. Nice cut and executed offense very beautifully. Grady Johnson with a basket.
Yeah, nice play there. Just took their time, got the shot they wanted, and put it in the basket.
And maybe a second foul on Kaufman.
They're going to call that one, it looks like, on Graham Johnson, so they got lucky there. But it's one thing with Sayre, you can't let Boone split that trap. You've got to be strong enough foot to foot, make him foul you if you're going to break that trap.
That's the second foul on Graham Johnson. He will shuttle out Chase Parker, 6'2 sophomore, inserted into the Sayre 5. Parker averaging 2 points and a couple of boards per night. So the basket by Grady Johnson stems a 9-0 run, and now the Broncos in the half court. Simpson tries a three.
One thing, again, you've got to get your hands up on all these shooters on Douglas, or they will burn you from 3 points.
Simpson with 7, cutting to the basket. Miller, a great pass. It's pinned by Boone.
Great block there by Boone. Didn't give up on the play.
Now Boone at the other end. And Reeser high for the rebound, and he'll be fouled. Looked like Busen with a cheapie underneath.
Yeah. That's when you don't, if you're Logan Busen, I know you wanted to get that ball back, but right there, you just got to let that guy go. You don't want to get a foul in that, 90 feet from the other basket. Just run down the court and play defense.
More full court pressure looming as Kaufman trying to scavenger up that far sideline. And Reeser a path to the basket, but that shot changed by Chenault. And here comes Boone. Now Busen up. Oh, it would crawl in. Webb follows.
Nice.
That one does.
Nice left hand there. This game's 14-2. It's getting out of hand. Sayre has to get some baskets.
There's Kaufman lofting it up. It's short. And Busen snatching and securing as the Broncos by a dozen early. Simpson heaving it out. That's a Kaysen three. So Terry Kaysen with a three, a Sayre timeout, and a 17-2 run on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Avion Chenault connecting on a huge three. Rick, it's getting out of hand early.
Yeah, this is Sayre's worst nightmare, is coming out here getting down 17-2. Douglas is such a hard team to come back against just because their relentless pressure. You're not going to get any easy shots, but they're bringing some other players in right now for Sayre, and that's what they have to do. Try to see if you can get someone to come in and give a little bit of a jump start.
So Sayre burning 2 quick timeouts in this opening stanza as Miller sending it over to Kaufman. Kaufman going to rewind the clock, and there's that post entry. That's Jackson Howard with his first touch. Kaufman from the baseline. And Boone in congestion, poking that ball around, and Douglas out with it.
Yeah, Howard's a nice player. We saw him playing a lot in the JV game, but this is a different ball game.
And Chenault will shuffle. So that'll give it right back to the Spartans, a group averaging 63 points per game. Only giving up 55. You get the feeling that figure might be exceeded tonight.
Yeah, that average is going to go up a little bit.
Now Kaufman, as we slide under 2 minutes in the stanza. Grady Johnson with the touch. Baseline floater, a little bit long from Howard as Sayre operating this 5 without Reeser. Simpson, crafty pass in the corner. Nice reverse. Chenault. That's his spot, but it's long on the backside. Cleaned up in a foul from behind on Davis Miller of the Spartans.
That's getting second and third chance opportunities, which is what Douglas wants to do. But like you said, Sayre's gotten a little bit smaller here. They're trying a different lineup.
5th team foul as Tylon Webb for a pair from the foul line. 77% foul shooter. Really amazing what he's been able to do. Just spends all his time conditioning for football, a lengthy football season, but he inserted into basketball and hadn't missed a beat.
Yeah, he comes in, gets in basketball shape. Coach Scarberry talked in an interview we had earlier this year that he just comes in and puts his head down and plays hard, and everyone else kind of follows him.
Webb, Chenault, and Busen, all key contributors on the state championship football squad. And we've got a lane violation.
Yeah, just tried to get in there a little bit early and got caught on that one.
So Webb for another is Coach Goodman staring on for Sayre Spartans. This team off to a very slow start tonight. And Webb's tally now at 4, and the lead swells to 17.
How to get the ball in.
And right through the midst of Miller out of bounds.
If you're Sayre, you just, right now, if it's even hard, Chris, to get the ball in bounds, you've got to go back to fundamentals.
Darian Talbert is on for Douglas, donning number 12. Driving and denied at the cylinder. That was Howard.
Great block by Jackson Howard.
And Boone, with that length, will poke it out of play.
Yeah, Boone was going in for a dunk, and Howard was not going to have any of that.
Take another look at that as the denial right at the point of attack. And just caught that a bit too late as the Spartans nearing 1 minute mark of this opening quarter. Kaufman. That's Luke Pennington on the floor in the corner. Pennington now will operate up top. Nice up fake. Miller well off to the right, but rebound corralled by Howard. He's been very active.
Yeah, he was very active in the JV game, but that's what he's got to watch. Quick
Chenault
hands.
Poked in the backcourt, and a great follow by Boone. And I think they're going to get Boone for over the top.
Could have gotten a technical foul there for hanging on the rim, but he didn't do it. So, but just a good offensive play there. But that's one thing, you got a young kid with Howard coming in. He's got to watch the ball behind him.
A big trip up the mountain here for Sayre as we near the 30-second mark.
Pennington.
Chase Parker, excuse me.
No, I was just going to say Pennington's another familiar name, football player, dad, coach, a former Jets quarterback.
Parker up and in. Chase Parker with his first field goal. And the lead sliced to 15. We'll see what Douglas does here in the remnants. Boone up top, Simpson. Off to the right, and that's going to conclude the first quarter on Glycod.com. 19-4 Douglas. We're back after this on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The prescription pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Welcome back to the farm. A great block by Sayre as we get set for quarter number 2.
You know, I think what Coach Goodman's done is he's told his team, I'm going to put 5 guys out here that are going to play the game. Sometimes your leading scorers have a little bit of off night, so they got him sitting. Sometimes that helps to sit and watch. What we're seeing here is 2 starters and then 3 subs that played a lot in the JV game. But sometimes as a coach, you just got to do that. You've got to do something to shake it up. And when you're down 19-4, you can try anything.
Well, Sayre's a bit deeper than they've been before. They'll bring on promising freshman Savion Staley at 6'5". He will enter the fray to start this second quarter. Also Jackson Howard out there as well. And the Spartans will enter it at side court. So a lot of youth amongst this quintet as they try to slice into this 15-point deficit.
Yeah, a lot of promising future for this Sayre team.
As Kaufman far sideline. Now Howard from the paint. And boy, look how high Boone elevates for that rebound. Outlet Chenault in transition, and he is fouled, and astutely fouled, I might say, by Davis Miller.
Yeah, that's a wise foul there. And Chenault, like I say, Chris, he is so active. He just goes and goes and goes, and just very impressive. And right now, if you're Sayre, that was a good shot they got on the other end. It just didn't go in the basket. Just keep on shooting it. Keep on believing if you're Sayre.
Well, they're actually going to whistle Brock Kaufman. So Kaufman called his second foul, and he will check out as Luke Pennington back on. As the Broncos leading by 15, and some confusion at the scores table.
They're trying to make sure who that call was on, I think. As you said, that's a big call if it was on Kaufman. Yep.
Looked like Miller also in the vicinity, but it will be inbounded underneath as 5'10" sophomore Darian Talbert inches it in. There's Noah Jones for Douglas, right through the midst. Chenault grabs it. A hard drive and a nice rebound and a Bronco foul. We're going to get Chenault for
little
personal.
A little too aggressive. You know, sometimes on those, you just got to let the guy have the ball and go on down the court and play defense. You're really, in any game, you're too important to come out for some silly fouls.
Curious to see when Sayre does bring Reeser back. Again, their leading scorer, 15 points per game with 1 foul, but he's been sidelined since about the 4-minute mark of the first quarter.
Coming with a trap now.
Hoffman, nice jump stop and a block on the backside. It will be a foul underneath on the Broncos.
That's Chenault's second. He got clean ball but hit him on the body. So a nice drive there by Kaufman. That's what you got to do against this defense. Take it in and then flare it off or take it to the basket yourself. And he did a great job there.
Brock Hoffman for a pair of free throws. 59% foul shooter. Football outstanding receiver. That free throw up and in for his first point, but well over 800 receiving yards and 9 touchdowns on the football season. And Busen will check in for Douglas.
You know, I love to see that, Chris. I love to see these football players playing basketball also. You know, your kids, I think they should play both sports, as many sports as you can. And then as you get closer to college, you can kind of zero in on one. But both teams have a lot of dual athletes.
So Sayre with 4 straight, they try to inch their way back. Busen right through the midst of Jones, and Kaufman with the outlet for Sayre. That's a corner 3 off the mark. Crashing on the backside was Miller. And it's off of Boone, so Sayre basketball.
Yeah. Pennington skied for that rebound. Going to take Kaysen out. He had a little bit of trouble controlling that ball there, so bring Kai Simpson back in. Like you said, Sayre's on a 4-point run here.
Inbound pass and a nice play. That was secured by the Broncos. Outlet Simpson poked away again, but the follow's in for Boone.
Yeah, I tell you what, I am really, really impressed with Jackson Howard. Very good defender.
Howard, baseline J. Right on cue, Rick.
Yeah, I saw him in the JV game, as smooth as could be in the JV game, and he's starting to feel it in the varsity game.
Well, pressure picked up. Pennington, outlet, puts it in.
Cut this lead all the way back. Great job by Sayre to get this lead to 11. You thought this game was over, but Sayre hadn't given up, and they've got their non-starters in who are doing the job.
What's the adage? A pressing team doesn't like to be pressed.
Exactly.
Now Webb will spin it in the lane as the intensity and pressure is picked up. There's a corner shot long, cleaned up by Webb. Busen, his specialty would go down. Busen rips it away. And finally the whistle blown.
Boy, a lot of body going on in there, but a good job by Busen. Good job by the Broncos to stay on the boards. But we talked about this is where Busen is. He just has trouble. He's a 19% free throw shooter, and believe me, I wasn't that much better of a free throw shooter. So sometimes that gets into your mind. So you got to put it away and just shoot the ball.
Well, we saw him actually check out of a close game versus Madison Central late for this very reason. Mass bodies at the scorers table, one of whom is Ian Reeser of the Spartans. He'll check back in also alongside Brock Kaufman.
Yeah, took Howard out. He had a really good quarter there. Did a lot of 2 block shots, a good jump shot. I think we'll see more of him.
Grady Johnson also back in for the Spartans. And it rattles in.
That's what you like if you're a 19% free throw shooter. Get that ball to rattle in and see it go in the basket.
Jaden Dixon on for the first time for the Broncos. He'll be opposite Kaufman. But right now the ball's centered to Pennington. Now swung to Kaufman. Nice entry. They've got Reeser. Boy, he draws a lot of attention and put it in anyway.
Good job there. He got down deep on the post. You can't let him get that deep. You got to get in front of him. But a good job turning and putting that ball in the basket.
So the Spartans within 10, once trailed by 17.
That defense is getting more and more extended out.
Dixon free for 3. Simpson, and now Reeser out for the Spartans. They'll try to slice this in single digits. Kaufman lofting it up. And Simpson being ridden up the center portion of the floor. What a catch and delivery.
Wow. Mello Boone there just with a spin cycle and put the ball in the basket. Great pass, good catch, and nice points.
Boone with points 6 and 7. So we're back to a 12-point deficit. Staley got the roll.
Nice bounce there. Staley, as you said, just averaging 1.7 points a game, but a 6'5" freshman is going to really show out longer in his career.
Now Simpson, Sayre packing it in the half-court setting. Now Busen with the left hand.
That's what he is so good. They give him that ball free throw line, and they get away from him and let him. He does that spin move. I see him do that all the time, just very, very under control.
Logan's first field goal back to a double-figure cushion for the Broncos. Swung now to Reeser. Oh, poked away. Clever play by Simpson, but it's going to find Staley, and he'll connect.
Good job there by Staley. Like I said, Simpson was able to switch around, knock that back, tip that ball, but right into the hands of Sayre, and they scored the basket.
Now Simpson over to Johnson across to Busen. Nice movement. Webb. Oh, didn't get it up over the rim.
Lost control on the way up.
And Pennington. They backed off of him. A rebound corralled by Simpson.
That was a nice shot by Pennington. You got to take that one. If they're going to back off and give you that free throw line jumper, you've got to shoot that.
Busen going to connect and wind it around to Webb. Rifled through congestion. That was Dixon. Now Simpson 3 long, and he cleaned up by Johnson. Kaufman out and poked away.
Oh, and then Simpson got it poked away and poked it back. I tell you what, neither team can. Oh.
And a foul on Kai Simpson.
Yeah,
the fourth team foul.
Yeah, Kai got a little bit frustrated on that one. Really, really good hands down there by Sayre. They did a good job. Staley stole that ball. Simpson had it back, and Staley got it back again. So Simpson on that one, you just got to kind of keep cool heads. He got a little bit frustrated, but he's a senior. He knows that.
Avion Chenault back in for the Broncos as Dixon will sub out.
Something to watch, Avion Chenault. He's got 2 fouls, so 2:51 left in the quarter. You're going to have to keep an eye on that. You don't want to get that 3rd foul.
Little surprised he's checking back in with that figure. We'll see what the Spartans do perhaps to attack him in the half court. And the Spartans entering quarter 2 trailed 19-4, so they've sliced 5 points off that deficit. Entry to that freshman Staley.
I'll tell you what, that 6'5" frame, that's really hard to guard there, and Busen just couldn't. He got, again, Busen, you've got to get around in front of him, but boy, an impressive quarter for Sayre.
Staley with 6, Coach very high on him, and that off the mark, Busen. Hard rebound, and he'll be fouled. Just so physical is Busen.
He is. He's got, he's got that football player body, and he just comes in there, gets the boards, and goes to it.
So 2 free throws looming for Busen, the 8th team foul. There you see the look and shot by Staley as Busen's first free throw short.
Definitely not a shot doctor, but I just think he just shoots way too much arch on that free throw.
Oh, you're not kidding. There's a rebound. And a foul by Webb in pursuit of that loose ball.
If you're Coach Scarberry, you're really frustrated right now because your team's making fouls on the other end of the court. I mean, that's one again. Just let him have the ball and go back and play defense.
Now Staley will inbound. The Sayre team is sneaking their way back in as Busen pokes it away and lassoed by Chenault.
Good defense there.
Simpson got it. Kai Simpson with 10.
Yeah, turnover leads to a 3-point shot by Simpson, so gets Douglas with this pressure again.
Now Grady Johnson finding Reeser to his companion Staley. That's tough to defend.
It is, and I tell you what, they're finding something tonight in Staley. We talked about how are you going to handle the bright lights of this game. As Staley's come in, he played pretty much the entire JV game, and he's out here doing it again.
Up and in.
Nice baseline drive by Webb, and that's a forgotten art, is cutting off that baseline. I see that in both the college and the high school game.
Webb now with 6. Back to a 10-point lead. Grady Johnson finding Staley. Did not get the roll. Johnson does, however.
Good, stayed with that ball, turned, and was able to put it in the basket.
Oh my, and that ball lost off of Boone as he might have tweaked an ankle there as Pennington leading the break. And a bailout foul underneath on the Broncos.
Yeah, Webb, just that one. That ball was not going to be anywhere near the basket. He had to stay down on that one, but he picked up another foul. And I tell you what, you got to give Sayre all the credit. They could have just walked out of this game thinking they were done after the 19-4 first quarter. But boy, they've had a great second quarter.
Luke Pennington for a pair. 54% free throw shooter.
To have a little shout out here for John Palumbo coming in. I've coached his dad and both his uncles in basketball, so long-standing relationship with the Palumbo family.
One more free throw, and Busen securing it for the Broncos. Douglas has led throughout, but 15-point second quarter lead cut in half.
Yeah. Douglas is happy to hold the ball out and take the last shot of the half.
We'll see what Simpson does. This game has changed with some pressure that Sayre and also playing the 2 bigs has had an impact in this game. That ball's kicked.
Oh, boy. That was very bad luck for Sayre because that was going to be a turnover, but it was because of the kick ball. But now just 5.9 seconds if you're Douglas. Kai Simpson, if you're Sayre, I'd try to keep the ball out of his hand.
Well, Simpson does receive. Nice deep by Pennington, floated to Chenault, and that's going to take us to half. So Douglas leading throughout, but only a 7-point advantage after 2. And we're back after this on Glycod.com.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod.
Douglas leading by 7 as we welcome you back. Kai Simpson connecting on a 3 there. I'm Chris LaBar, and he is Rick Reams. And this Sayre team, give them some credit to get back in this game.
Oh, absolutely. They deserve all the credit. You know, being down 19-4, coming back in that second quarter, winning that quarter 20-12. Chris, I was going to say at the beginning of the second quarter, if you're Sayre, you have to take little segments at a time to try to win. And, boy, they won that quarter big. For this to be a 31-24 game, I mean, Sayre is going to have to come back out with you know, a lot of confidence and respect, and that's to be commendable for them. If you're Douglas, you kind of got away from what you were doing in that first quarter. You know, you tried to do too much. But I tell you what, just some of the play from the young Sayre kids have really, really been impressive tonight. Been excited to see just how Staley has come out and played, how well Jackson Howard has played, and then after they started playing well, then the rest of the team kind of followed them, and that's what you like to do if you're not getting stuff from your seniors.
Look at some individual numbers, or at least listen to some individual numbers. Broncos led by Kai Simpson with 10, but very balanced scoring. Armello Boone 7, Ty Webb 6, Avion Chenault 5, Logan Busen 3. So all 5 starters have scored, no bench points thus far for the Broncos. For Sayre, also a balanced attack, but they are led by freshman Savion Staley. Limited time, 8 points in this game. Grady Johnson has 4. 3 points for Luke Pennington, Ian Reeser, Brock Kaufman, Jackson Howard, Chase Parker, each with 2. And Reeser, very significant because he averages 15.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, if you're Sayre, that's what you can build on. You can say, hey, look, our leading scorer has not played the game that he can normally play, so in the second half we can get him the ball. And if you're Douglas, you know that's fact. You've got to stay on Reese. You've got to, again, make someone else beat you. But right now they are doing a really good job. And Douglas, they're already out back on the court, and Douglas is still in the locker room. So Coach Carberry has a lot to talk about.
What are his speaking points in the locker room?
Right now you say, okay, guys, you see what happened in the first quarter, how we came out. We did exactly what we talked about, and then all of a sudden we went individual, and we started having some trouble on that. So we got to get back to that team game, get back to running the basketball up and down the court, playing very tough physical defense out there, and then not giving up second and third shots.
We will update the ticker. As you see at the bottom of your screen, Bryan Station leading by 4. And Dunbar having a little bit of a struggle, but good to see them playing well tonight, leading Madison Southern by a pair.
Oh yeah, that's big city school games, and you got to be hitting at the right time. Dunbar came in here, had a really rough night against Douglas, but to come back and get the victory, that's what they want to do.
Take a look at some of your halftime stats. At least we've got from some rebounding and turnover numbers. These unofficially, but. We'll at least give you a glimpse as to what's poignant. Douglas +3 on the glass, and certainly not surprising.
No, and that's what we talked about, the keys to the game. You got to keep the taller Sayre off the boards. And at first, Sayre did a really good job, but then Douglas kind of took over and was able to get that advantage.
And unofficially, Douglas with one more turnover. But this game changed when Sayre went up tempo and started pressing.
Yeah, they did. Well, you talked about, does a pressing team like to be pressed? And they saw that. And even Coach Scarberry talked about that. They knew that Sayre was going to come out and press them, and they just didn't handle it very well.
It's a Sayre bunch trying to get some things done. They've got a very busy week. They will take on Bryan Station on Friday. We'll have that one for you right here on Glycod. And then Douglas Friday at Scott County. So this Bronco team, again, all these wins in a row, 15 straight, and they are on the verge perhaps of win number 16 in a row should they put away a very sturdy and gallant Sayre team this evening. Take a break, second half, when we come back on Glycod.com.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Busy week of high school basketball here on Glycon. We'll be here tomorrow in girls action. Bryan Station will take on Frederick Douglass, and then Friday, just approved, it will be Sayre hosting Bryan Station in boys action. There you see 7-point Douglass lead over the Spartans at the turn. Second half next on Glycon.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Sayre and Frederick Douglass live tonight in Lexington. Chris LeBar along with Rick Reams. Our producer is Jackson Miller. Isaac Golick on camera. And Steve Bird, our executive producer. Great team here this evening. And speaking of great teams, this Broncos bunch just having a tremendous season. And we'll see what adjustments are made by both teams.
Well, Coach Scarberry, he kept his team until a minute left in the, in halftime. Sayre came back out with about 5 minutes left. So Coach Scarberry, that tells me he was not pleased with what was going on.
Some adjustments made, I'm certain, as Simpson working opposite Kaufman. Great matchup at the point. Webb, baseline. Now Chenault, a strong drive, and cleaning it up is Reeser.
Yeah, good rebound there. That was actually Davis got that rebound. Miller, I'm sorry.
Now Kaufman working opposite Busen. And wound around to Graham Johnson. Now Kaufman lofting in the lane. Poked around, he got it back, don't put it in.
Good job, he got that ball up, didn't give up on it, got it back, like I said, put it in the basket to cut this lead to 5.
Kaufman now with 4 as Boone skips it. Now Simpson up and in.
Nice job there, nice pump fake. Got him up in the air and was able to put it in the basket to get that lead back up to 7.
Simpson with 12, the lone double-figure scorer in this game. As both teams swap buckets in the first minute plus.
Yeah, Douglass swaps every pick, so that's one thing to watch. They switch everything.
Graham Johnson in the lane, inches it a little closer to Reeser. Down, deep, and in.
Yeah, he's very effective when they can get the ball on the post like that. If you're Douglass, you have got to get in front of him and not let that entry pass get it to him.
That was a great half-court set by Sayre.
Very, very patient.
Boone, he's going to flip it behind him. Chenault teed up for a 3.
Good play there by Chenault. Boone found him. One thing Boone's got to watch is someone's going to step in front of him, take a charge. You got to come to a jump stop and make that pass.
Chenault with ace of both teams executing in the half-court. Reeser triggers. And the long rebound recaptured by Sayre and 2 points.
Nice play there. I tell you one thing, when Reeser took that shot, no one blocked him out. He did a great job following his own shot. But, boy, if you're Douglass, you cannot let him go.
Kaufman and Reeser in the thick of it in the first 2+ in this third quarter. The lead now reduced to 6. Chenault baseline, and it's perhaps a cheap foul on Reeser.
That's frustrating there. That's what I was talking about, because you've got to use that baseline as your defender. So you put your foot on that baseline, and the only way he's going to get to that basket is to run over you, and that's a charge.
Well, Simpson inching it in. Boone just so athletic, so high, and a rebound secured by Grady Johnson in a 2-bucket game.
Oh.
And Kaufman out of bounds.
Yeah, Miller tried to get that pass up, but it was just a little bit off, and Kaufman couldn't contain it. But 36-30, Sayre, I'm very impressed with this comeback they've had after being down 19-4.
And Simpson into forecourt. Very impressed with this Broncos team. They've matched buckets every time. Sayre is creeped back in. Nice entry to Busen. Yeah, Simpson angling for Webb. Chenault for another 3. And through the midst of Simpson, right to Reeser.
Yeah, you can tell Douglas has decided they're going to flash that into the middle and try to pass out for a three.
There's Kaufman. Johnson. Grady Johnson with points 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah, I tell you what, he was standing right here, right in front of us, waiting for that, and a great pass, great shot.
Now Busen tumbled down, found Chenault in the corner. Again, Douglas once led by 17. Simpson lofts it in. We're going to have a Bronco timeout. We'll keep things here as the lead reduced to 5, and both teams executing early.
Yeah, both coaches have made couple of adjustments here at halftime. Again, right there, Coach Scarberry saw something he didn't like. He doesn't like the defense they're showing right now. Called that quick timeout to get a change. But boy, 38-33, this is going to be a ball game, and Sayre believes now, and Douglas knows they're in a game.
Grady Johnson connecting on that corner three. There you see the putback by Kaufman. And the Broncos leading by 5 out of the timeout.
I think you're going to see Douglas turn up that pressure now.
Is that their go-to? Is that their difference maker, you think?
It is. They've kind of gotten away from it. I think what they need to do is just go all over the court, just pressure, and make turnovers happen, and that's where they have their best playing, and that's where they got that lead in the first quarter.
Yeah, they're better fast. There's no question about that. As Sayre trailing by 5, inching up the mountain, it'll be Miller. Now Graham Johnson across. Both teams in with their original starters. Now Reeser spinning back to Kaufman. Kaufman attacking Webb. A pass in tight confines secured by Reeser.
Good job by Reeser, not giving up on it.
Oh, and Simpson with a discard and no call.
Yeah, that was questionable.
Simpson in the lane, up and off. And Reeser out to Kaufman, who was shoved to the ground and put it in.
Nice dunk there. Great play, as you said. He came up off the ground, got the ball, and threw it down.
So, in essence, that non-foul call benefited
Yes.
Sayre because play continued. Skip pass to Boone. Webb a three. Every time the Broncos need a basket, they get one.
So far, so good on that.
Tylen Webb with 9. And the lead now back to 6.
We'll switch that. Sayre showing a lot of patience.
Now Reeser operating against Webb. Through contact and in.
Good play there, Reeser. He, just like you said, went through contact, got the ball in the basket. No foul called. Great play, and Reeser starting to warm up, and he's getting excited. He's talking
sure
out
is. there. Reeser with 4 in this quarter. You kind of had a feeling that this game was far from settled very, very early.
Yes. Sayre just had to get into the flow of things, and they did that by getting some of their subs in and let them play, and now the starters come back. Douglas is not in any hurry against this zone.
And Webb up top.
Sayre's just as happy. They're just going to let him play it out there.
Rapidly moving third quarter as Boone will have it. Now in the corner, that'll be Chenault. Now they'll pick up the pace. Entry Busen inside the teeth of that defense, and he did not get the roll. Plucked out by Miller. And here comes Johnson. Is Graham Johnson puts it in. His first field goal.
Gets it to a 2-point game.
And Simpson angling in the corner to Webb. And Webb tries one. Oh, everything but Busen on the backside. And out off the baseline and off of Davis Miller.
Good hustle there by both teams. I tell you what, Chris, this game, I have to admit, when it was 19-4, I didn't see this coming, but 41-39, Douglas.
See if we get another look at that last sequence, and there's the layup from Kaufman on the preceding sequence, and now we'll have Savion Staley back in for the Spartans. 8 points per in the first half for the freshman.
Chase Parker checks back in also for Sayre.
Lofted pass to Boone. Thus far, the Broncos have stuck with their original quintet. Chenault baseline. Now Boone. Chenault free for a three. And Simpson well over the top.
They called that one on him, yeah. Simpson again. Getting got to be smart here. He's got to settle down. He's the team leader. Everyone else is going to play off of him. So you got to keep your cool and get back into this game.
There we say a three gives Sayre the lead with 1:26 in this third. There's the double, finding Staley. Reeser cutting. Poked all the way in backcourt. Chenault chases it down. And out of bounds.
Little slick spot there on the floor. And he is just so fast. There was no doubt he was going to get to that ball, but he could not contain it after that. And as you said, Chris, who would have ever thought Sayre is within a basket of tying this game and a three of getting the lead.
Now the Spartans will have to inbound, get it back in, as Chenault losing his footing there.
At this time, I think one thing we're seeing is that Douglas is settling for a lot of outside shots, and that's exactly what Coach Scarberry talked about with me in the interview, that they did not want to do that. They want to have post touches every time, and the last couple times down the court, they have not had that.
Now Reeser. Again, the Spartans with some success with this big lineup in the first half.
Oh, and he's wide open underneath the basket.
There is Staley looking for the tie. Poked around Kaufman in congestion. Oh my, poked out by Simpson as he rejects Parker out of bounds.
Yeah, he got by with that one, but a lot of times when you throw that arm that hard, it's referees will call a foul whether it was clean or not, but that time they didn't. I'll give them credit. That was a clean block.
Luke Pennington will check in for Sayre. Luke with 3 points in the first half. And under a minute now in this third quarter. Kaufman in the lane, and a great rebound by Chenault.
Yeah, Sayre's been getting a lot of second chance opportunities, but that time they did not.
Back over to Simpson. He'll take a glance up at the clock, and the Broncos content to hold on for one.
Yeah, at the end of the second quarter, they tried this, but they did not get a good shot. Let's see if they can get a little better offensive possession this time.
Bounced over to Webb. Boone. Busen with the rebound and a big bucket.
That's what they needed. They needed to get a score before this quarter ended. But
Kaufman, a half-court heave.
Oh.
And the Broncos hanging on. They lead by 4 as we enter the fourth on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Logan Busen, Rick, with a big basket to close the third.
Yeah, you see it underneath here. Gets the rebound and puts it back in. That's what Busen does. He's just a blue-collar man. He goes in there, works hard, gets those rebounds. But I tell you what, Chris, it's really surprised me that Douglas has not been able to really inflict their will on Sayre in this third quarter. And you got to give Sayre all the credit to come back to only be down 4 points. They're going to get the ball to start this quarter. I tell you what, this is a ball game. They're keeping some of their young kids in there. Really, really impressive night for Sayre. Douglas, if they want this streak to continue, they've got to get back to what they do best, and that is run, run, and run.
Will be Sayre possession again. The Broncos led 19-4 after the first. And now the Spartans yet to take the lead. They have been as close as 2. As Luke Pennington, the driver of the school bus, if you will, for the Spartans this trip.
Yep, he's taking over the point.
Now
There's
Parker
Busen
baseline on that live ball turnover. Out to Boone. And Simpson steps back. And a big sequence.
That's what they did. Turn defense into offense and get the three.
Simpson with 17. And the lead back to 7.
I don't think you'll see Reeser out very much longer.
Kaufman lost the handle. Now Pennington for a deep 3. Yeah, you're right about that. As Reeser on the sideline. He and Staley both blocked out of there. That was Howard with the punch back.
That's his third block of the night. Very impressive defender.
Now Kaufman and Busen. That's Busen's specialty there. At tie ball, arrow in favor of the Broncos.
Yeah, he's just, I tell you what, I really like the way he plays. He doesn't get his head down. You know, he missed a free throw. He's still out there. What he does is he gives maximum effort all the time, offensively and defensively.
Big 3 by Simpson there, preceding the turnover. And it will be Bronco possession.
Wait until the ball comes in. Then they're going to get their 3 starters back in, Sayre is.
Johnson, and Reeser at the scorer's table, awaiting the whistle. And Simpson will handle it for the Broncos.
I have been waiting for Douglas to put that pick up there just like that with Busen.
Pinball to Boone in the corner. And leaking out was Pennington. Nice find,
look.
it sure was.
Nice look, a no-look pass. Had Miller underneath the basket wide open. Great look there by Kaufman.
Davis Miller, his first field goal. And there's 2-1-2 press. Driving and up and elevating with Chenault, but it wouldn't go in.
Yeah, you got to dunk that ball. He got up too high, a double dribble there. But I tell you what, he was up so high on that one, Chris, that he just didn't think about that. But he should have just dunked that ball right-handed.
So the miscue will send it back to the Broncos, and a Douglas 30-second timeout will step aside with the Broncos leading by 5 on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Broncos ball +5 after the Sayre double dribble.
Yeah, I think if you're Douglas, you want Mello Boone to start driving the ball instead of settling for his three-point shots. He can hit those, but you want him to.
That's over and back on Chenault. I think he was a little bit out of sorts there.
Yeah.
You can come back into the backcourt. And now
we're going to talk about it.
Communication. I think the main official perhaps going to override that call.
They're going to talk about it. They're sending both teams back to the benches, which I couldn't tell where he was on the line to see how close it was.
Let's get Gene's territory here as we got the replay. We'll cue that up.
Yes, that's over and back. He had control of the ball, took a step back, and came back over and touched the ball. So now this is going to be interesting because they can't go to the monitor. So I'm not sure how you're going to change this call. Well, they're not going to.
And they got it right.
Yeah, they got it right. And there's really no way you're going to be able to change that call because if the referee that was standing right there made the call, there's really no way anyone else can overrule him. The referee's going over, talking to Coach Scarberry, telling him what happened. But again, there's just no way to overrule that call that I could see.
Well, give the officials credit. They took a pause to get the call right, although there was no way to overturn it. But it will be Sayre possession, and you feel for Chenault because that's kind of in no man's land there right at that half-court line.
If you watched earlier they did the same thing with Simpson. He caught the ball almost over and back. So you got to watch that. If you're the receiver of that long pass, you got to move in or get all the way back behind the line. So that's not a problem.
See what the Spartans can do with the miscue, if anything, as it's wound around the clock to Reeser. Through contact, and I think abuse and foul.
They're starting to tighten it up a little bit, which they're going to have to. There's a lot of talking going on right now. If you're the referees, you got to take control of this. Get everyone settled down.
Graham Johnson to pitch it in. Nice overplay and theft by Chenault.
That's one guy you can't throw the ball over.
And Chenault weaving his way for two and a foul.
That's what you want to do there. And that foul's on Reeser also. So that's a big foul on Sayre.
Third on Reeser as Chenault doing it at both ends.
Yeah, a great steal on the inbounds pass and goes down the court. You know, Chris, I've talked about him all night. I'm just so impressed with his speed and the way he's able to handle it. And you can see it here. He takes it all the way, goes in, gets pushed, and still puts the ball in the basket. Good replay there so we can see what happened with that one. But great play there by Chenault.
Chenault now with 12 unofficially. Right on his season average. This Broncos team very balanced. And the rebound secured by Miller. Big possession looming for the Spartans. Oh, and an unforced turnover as Reeser a little bit out of sorts.
Miller gets the ball back.
Yeah, he did, as the Spartans bring it back.
Good job by Davis Miller not to give up on that ball.
Hoffman now will hand Graham Johnson up top. Oh, poked back at him by Webb into the hands of Kaufman.
There's a rebound again.
As Webb scavenging in the lane and with a Spartan foul underneath.
And I think that's very smart. That's what I talk about Douglas needs to do. Quit settling for the threes and take that ball to the basket. And just did a really good job with that one.
Third team foul on the Spartans this half, second individually on Johnson, as Talon Webb will have 2 from the foul line.
Now Douglas needs to come in and hit these free throws. That's the key now.
And they're going to get their opportunities, one would think. As Webb on the campaign, 77% foul shooter.
Very nice touch there, because then takes a deep breath, shoots that ball. Very nice shot.
You got Simpson connecting on 83% of free throws, and Webb in second in line in the high 70s.
You talked about it, Chris. We saw a game last week where they started fouling Busen, and they had to take him out and get him, you know, because you can't have him going to the free throw line.
Webb unofficially with 11. And the lead inching northward. It's now 9. Sayre once again trailed by 17. Closest they've been have been 2.
Do a weave there.
Step back 3, Johnson. And Chenault, he's been a difference maker in this game, but lost his footing again.
Boy, that's the second time we've seen that tonight. Just, you know, sometimes, I never had this problem, Chris, but sometimes you get going so fast that you just can't catch up with yourself. And that's what happened on that one.
Yeah, that might have been the scenario, as that ball leaking out.
Yeah, they're having a lot of moisture issues down there. They're trying with towels and everything else.
Great job by our producer, Jackson Miller, for queuing things up. Chase Parker back in for the Spartans. And having not seen Bryan Station or Scott County, I know you've seen Henry Clay, but I think this Spartans group compares pretty favorably to every team in this district.
Oh, they're definitely. I mean, it's not by mistake that they're playing for the first top seed. This team is really the real deal.
Inbound in the corner, and that's poked away by Webb.
Yeah, that's one thing. Douglas is really putting the pressure on, and right now they're trying to make it very difficult for Sayre to get the ball inbounds.
Savion Staley back in.
Take out Davis Miller.
Sayre's last 20-win season back in their last 11th region semi-year back in 2017. This is a group that they've never played for a regional championship. As that ball poked and numerous bodies collide.
Oh, no, they're going to have to call a jump ball because neither referee saw it.
And Buson's
down.
Slow to get up on that far quadrant of the floor. It's going to be held ball and out of bounds to Sayre.
If you can't see it, you've got to call that, and that was a good call. Both officials could not see it, so the correct call is that's a jump ball, change of possessions. But if you're Douglas, you think, hey, later in the game, that means we get the ball back on a jump ball, so that's an important thing.
Kaufman will bring it into front court. Spartans need a bucket here.
Yeah, they haven't scored in a little bit. They need to go ahead and get back on the board.
That's Parker right through, and now Simpson for Douglas. Looked like he lost his footing there and just pitched it toward the basket, and here comes Kaufman.
I think he was really trying to pass that ball to himself. Nice play there by Reeser. Kaufman's made some really nice passes tonight. Get that ball to Reeser and let him get in the basket. And that's what we talked about. Cut that lead to 7, and now Sayre has seen the ball go through the basket.
Kaufman with the assist. Reeser with 8 in this game, and a live ball turnover. And then a block on Simpson.
Kaufman's playing a great game. He got that turnover, was able to throw it back in and get that foul on Simpson. So, boy, I tell you what, if you're Douglas, you didn't even get the ball down the court to get a chance for a shot. So Sayre doing a great job on defense there.
Third team foul. Also the third foul for the game on Simpson as the Spartans inching up the mountain. Entry to Staley. Free in the seam. Parker follows. The 2 free throws come up.
Good job there by Parker to get the rebound. One thing I will say about Staley in this half, he's not looked as comfortable. His shot, he's kind of just pushing that shot up. The first half he was able to take a little bit more time, but still doing a good job getting on the boards. And now Sayre's got to be the team that has to shoot free throws well.
Logan Buson called for his third. Yes, Parker will connect. He's actually the cousin of fellow sophomore Brock Kaufman. And Parker again. You can see why Coach Goodman is high on these young players.
Absolutely.
And another one in, Jackson Howard in.
Yeah, we talked about what a defender he's been tonight. A lot of blocked shots. So if you're Douglas, you got to realize that. Here comes the press again. Simpson can't pick that dribble up. You got to get that ball over the court.
The lead to 5 as Chenault. Nice move underneath. Freeing Boone for the basket. And a Bronco timeout.
Great play there by the Broncos. And I think that's what Douglas needs to do. They're settling for those outside shots. They need to keep on taking the ball to the basket and throwing in. And I think if Boone, you can get him going on those layups, then those outside shots may start falling.
Well, it's a full timeout, so we will actually pause for just a quick 30-second break on Glycod.com. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
A good one tonight on the farm as Sayre just won't go away. The lead now reduced to 7, but a great find from Chenault for freeing Boone for the basket.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. They need to take that ball to the basket. They need to get in there, and Coach Goodman was not happy with that because he knows the same thing. That's what Douglas, you want to keep them, force them outside. Don't let them take the ball to the basket and make a nice pass.
Join us after the game. We'll have a quick recap, some final numbers, and also we'll update and revise the ticker. Several area games ongoing. And poked away. Reeser's got to come meet that pass. And Boone puts it in.
Yeah, that's one thing. That defense right now is really, that's what they're doing. But there he comes. Kaufman comes all the way.
All the way to the bucket. Pinballed out off of Howard.
Yeah, Chenault with great defense there. But right now, this is where Sayre's back in that danger area right now where Frederick Douglass is starting to play faster and faster, and they just can't have turnover and miss shots.
Now Buson weaving his way into front court. Over to Webb. And Webb puts it in, but how about Busen setting things up?
Yeah. Like I say, he's just so smart of a ball player. Takes it to the middle and then just gets the ball to his player for a layup.
The versatility by Busen. There's a Johnson three. Pitched back in play, and Kaufman's going to do the same. Nice crafty move.
Nice move by Reeser there.
Sayre timeout. We're going to take another quick pause on Glycod. Douglas by 9, under 3 to play.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
9-point lead as Sayre turns it over, and there's 2 for Armello Boone in transition, but Broncos doing it. Logan Busen key as well.
Yeah, really nice passes. We got 4 straight points there from Boone. But boy, a nice move down here by Reeser. Kind of did that jive step to one side and was able to get the ball in the basket. And right now, if you're Frederick Douglass, what you can't do on this press is what they're doing is they're throwing the ball in, making one dribble, and then picking the ball up. Give that ball to Simpson, let him take it up, or break Busen down the middle and get an opening there.
So the Broncos will inbound and face some extended pressure. You got Parker with length at the teeth of that defense.
Want to get the ball over.
Busen shovels it right underneath, and an alert play to back it out by Webb.
Yeah, very smart there not to. He didn't have it, so he just turned it back out. The clock is in their favor. Oh,
Reeser initiates contact.
Yeah, Simpson. You got to think about that. You got to come to that jump stop. You can't take that in. He was hoping to get the and one, but boy, you just want to get the basket and not have that, and not let that referee make that call on you. And that's Simpson's 4th foul. Miller will bring the ball up the court. Kaufman has had a great game at the points back there.
Spartans starting to really need points in a hurry. That's Johnson backing it out as Kaufman probes that defense. Oh, and a perhaps and one averted, but a Simpson foul, and he's just fouled out.
He's got to watch himself. You don't want to get a technical foul here. Cohen, sit down and play another day. I know he's frustrated right now, and it's tough. But sometimes you learn from that adversity. You got to grow from that and just know, okay, next game we won't make these mistakes.
Simpson will foul out with 17 unofficially. Darian Talbert tucks in his shirt tail. He'll check in. And 2 free throws on the agenda for Brock Kaufman. Only a 59% foul shooter.
But if you're Sayre, this is where you want to be. You want to be able to put points on the board without the clock moving.
So 1 of 2 for Kaufman. And it's back to 8. Talbert finding Busen. Nice reversal as that ball doesn't even touch the floor.
Yeah, Douglas needs to realize right now they have what Sayre needs. They don't have to score.
Chenault, well executed half court as Talbert finds Chenault.
Great pass there, and Reeser did a good job going straight up, but Chenault's just so impressive.
Johnson, nice catch in the corner. Through contact, swirling in. And a full Sayre timeout. 8-point Douglas lead on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The prescription pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Back on the farm as the Broncos very efficient in the half court.
Yeah, they have been the last couple times down the court. Again, what Frederick Douglass needs to remember is 1:37 seconds. They have the lead. They don't have to shoot the ball. Just move the ball around. If you get an open shot, that's fine, but you don't want to make a mistake and get a charge or a turnover at this point. You want to get to the free throw line and get this game over with.
Now Busen into forecourt. Sayre, only 3 team fouls committed, so they're going to have to commit some personals to put the Broncos eventually in the 1-and-1 as Chenault with a grab.
And everyone out there on Douglas can handle that ball. There's foul on Reeser.
Just a beat late
Yeah.
in the passing lane as Reeser commits his 4th, colliding with Boone, and Boone took the brunt of that blow.
And as you said, they're only a 4th team foul, so they're still going to inbounce the ball. And if you're Sayre, you got to go right at them, keep your hands up, keep on playing, but you're going to have to start fouling here.
As Busen will trigger far sideline.
You got to get rid of that ball.
And a 5-second violation, or nope, excuse me, a Bronco timeout.
Boy.
Alertly, Coach Scarberry saw time dwindling, and he'll call a full timeout and we'll stay right here. And he's a little bit unhappy on that sideline.
He grabbed that marker board, and I'm surprised it's still in one piece because he was not pleased with that. You know, if you're Busen on that one, what you don't want to do is throw it where he did. Throw it down this way. Throw it towards your basket, if nothing else. So if there is a turnover, they can't run all the way down they have to run all the way down the court. So a good call there by Scarberry, but by Coach Scarberry, and Sayre's just going to keep on that. They're going to do everything they can to keep the ball from going in. If I were Coach Scarberry, if you have the play where you can do a stack up high, that's what I would do, 4-man stack, and then break your guys in different directions. That way you get more of a chance to get the ball in bounds.
Elite Building Products, proud sponsor of our most outstanding players. We'll select one from each team at the conclusion of this game. Several worthy contestants on these two teams. And again, we're back on the air here tomorrow night. I'll be with Don Mueller as the Bryan Station girls take on the Douglas Bronco girls, the Lady Broncos, if you will. 13-7 on the year. Coach Moberly doing a fantastic job with a very potent offensive lineup.
Yeah, great team with a lot of pressure on that girls team too.
Boone expecting pressure, now lost to Talbert, and a quick give and foul on Grady Johnson, his 3rd, team 5th.
This is where you always think about how great it is to only have a small amount of team fouls at the start of the 4th quarter, but this is where it hurts you because you got to keep on fouling, and Douglas does not have to go to the line yet.
One would think that's going to be the game plan in the waning moments.
Boy, they're
Boone,
waiting way too long.
They are. Chenault underneath, and Boone to Chenault for 2.
Another great pass, and Chenault's he's been a man right now.
As Kaufman into forecourt, now weaving it to Reeser. Nice pass underneath. Davis Miller with a bucket. And the lead at 8.
Oh.
And Reeser, that's a hard foul, and I believe that's his 5th personal.
That is his 5th, so he's going to foul out. He didn't have any choice there, but you don't want to go up. He didn't mean to hurt someone, but it was a very hard foul.
Ian Reeser fouls out with 8. Team leader on the year at 15 per game.
Yeah, now they're going to go ahead and take Busen out. That's just for a kind of offense, defense, free throw reasons here.
Jock Ingog is in for Broncos for the first time, 5'10" senior. And Boone through congestion.
Oh, they got a foul. They're waiting way too long.
Well, perhaps they're going to just let this clock expire. There's Boone and a foul called by Davis Miller.
Going to get Busen back in. Again, you're going offense, defense here. Smart play there, but I just think if you don't get a steal right away, you've got to foul and try to get the ball going down to your other end of your court.
So Ingog out and Busen back on. Just over 26 seconds left in the game, and front end swirls out. Chanel been very active, trying to keep it alive. Johnson poked out by Armello Boone.
See those quick hands there, Chris?
Oh, absolutely.
I was able to get the ball and get it back to the referee quick.
Basketball player to our left. Only a basketball player could do that. Former Parker, a contested three, nearly banked it in. And Chenault with a rebound, and that should do things.
Yeah.
Grady Johnson with a foul.
I wish I had half the energy that Chenault has. Just an exciting player to watch.
He sure is. He's been a difference maker with his energy in this game.
The last 3 games I've seen, and he's only a sophomore, 6'3" sophomore. Man, think of what this kid's going to do in the next couple of years.
Well, and Nathan McPeak is excited to have him for his junior year on the gridiron.
Yep.
With Tylon Webb graduating, Thomas Howard graduating, there are targets to be had out there. And Chenault, I believe he was 3rd on the depth chart this year. One would expect him to rise. And Cam Dunn that also graduated. Lead at 10 with 8 seconds to play.
If you're Douglas, you don't foul here. Just give those shots up.
And Miller off the heel. And that'll wrap things up as Graham Johnson has it pop out. But a game effort by Sayre. They just started a little bit too late digging a big hole. And Douglas wins their 16th straight. We'll be right back on Glycod.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Douglas with a win tonight, 62-52 over Sayre. Broncos outscore the Spartans in the 4th. 2013, and Sayre at one point down 17, reduced it to 2, but just couldn't get over the hump.
Yeah, as you said, Douglas just kept on hitting big shot after big shot after big shot, and then Sayre made some just untimely turnovers, couldn't get over the hump, and then Douglas kind of inserted their will back in the 4th quarter.
The most outstanding players tonight presented by Elite Building Products. Brock Kaufman for the Spartans and Avion Chenault just did a little bit of everything tonight.
Yeah, he's just all over the floor. I mean, he's fast as can be. He can block. He can dunk. He had one where he should have dunked it, and he was just up so high he missed the layup. But just a very impressive game for him. Hit some free throws there at the end of the game. So very impressive. And then Kaufman, I tell you what, he did everything for Sayre tonight too. Had some nice dishes, was able to withstand the pressure, some nice jump shots. So a great game by him also.
Well, the Spartans have earned some respect, and they have some credibility as this season winds down. This group now falling to 16-7. They're back in action on Friday. They'll host Bryan Station. We'll have that for you. The Broncos now winners of 16 straight. They're 19-2. Friday they're at Georgetown to take on Scott County Cardinals. Did you learn anything tonight new about Douglas?
Yeah, they have some work to do still. They're not there yet. And I think that's what Coach Scarberry can tell them. We may have won 16 games in a row, but you were up 19-4, and look what happened. So you got to keep that focus. You've got to keep on playing hard. You've got to do what brought you there, and you got to keep it going.
Well, and team free throw percentage, 64%.
Yeah.
And I do think they need some more consistency in production from the bench.
Yeah, they do. And, the team free throws, that's where you get hurt in postseason. You've got to start getting that number up. They've had really 3 or 4 really good games from Frank Kaysen, and tonight he just didn't get into the flow of the game. But as you said, those 5 kids, those 6 kids, they can't go that long. And if you have someone like Simpson that gets in foul trouble, you have to have someone step up.
Unofficially, Kai Simpson with 17 for the Broncos, and Avion Chenault with 16. Sayre led unofficially by Brock Kaufman with 9. Ian Reeser, we had him for 8, and Savion Staley also with 8, all in the first half. Again, we're back on the air tomorrow. Girls action, Bryan Station will take on the Broncos, and then Friday night, Defenders and Spartans live at the Sayre School. That'll do it tonight for our great crew, a crew of a million, it seems like. Isaac Golick on camera, Jackson Miller, our on-site producer, Steve Bird, our technical producer. So for Rick Reams, I'm Chris LaBar. Good night from Frederick Douglass High School in Lexington. You've been watching high school basketball on Glycod.
You've been watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcast, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @Glycod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from Glycod.